Hey everyone, Dubsy83 here. So tonight's episode, I'm actually going to be watching the trailer for the new NBC series Midnight Texas. It was created by, or comes from a books written by Charlaine Harris, who, if you knew True Blood, I was a fan of True Blood. I loved the first 4 seasons. Tolerated the last 3 because I was that invested, but I loved the book series as well, the Southern Vampire Mysteries, which were written by Charlaine Harris as well, and all of that also kind of rolls into the fact that I am from the South. I am from Texas, so I actually grew up about 3 hours from Louisiana. I grew up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, so I'm excited about the fact that this is supposed to be set in Texas, but I'm also a bit pensive about it, because we tend to be one of the most stereotypically written groups of Texans. As a group, we tend to be very, and I have no doubt this is probably going to be kind of based in a shit kicker kind of town, you know, the over-the-top accents, the town drunk, the all the elements. I've not seen, but maybe just bits and pieces of a couple of trailers here and there. I haven't actually seen the full trailer yet. So what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to go ahead and do a side-by-side here. Y'all get to watch me react to the trailer. Then we're going to take a time lapse. I'm going to go ahead and watch the first episode since the show came out tonight. I'm going to go ahead and watch the first episode, then come back and give you guys a review and kind of give you guys a little my take on the first episode and what I think of the series and how I think it's going to progress. So, now this is NBC, it is not HBO, so obviously it's going to, I've heard, a few people who haven't really seen it yet, but kind of made the comment, True Blood-esque, because it does obviously deal with the supernatural, but obviously it's going to be kind of watered down, because you can't have the boobs and the whatnot, like what we can see on HBO. You can't show that on NBC. I'm also kind of hoping this show is going to do well because NBC killed one of my favorite shows on the network, Constantine, although Constantine kind of rolls into my geekverse too. Zatanna Zatara is actually my favorite, one of my favorite female superheroes, and one that I would kill to be able to play on the big screen, on the small screen, whatever. But I'm wondering how this show is going to be received because, shows that deal with supernatural and whatnot, they're kind of one of those, they have a certain audience, and so I guess we'll kind of see. So I'm going to go ahead and watch this trailer. And then we're going to jump to my time lapse. I'm going to go and watch the episode and come back and let you guys know what I think of it. Alright, so the screen's a little bit bright over here. No, I've got all the lights off, so my face is like super washed out. Let me sit back just a little bit. Please ignore, again, the boxes behind me. I am redoing my entire living room, so it's kind of in transition right now. Anyways, without further ado, here is my reaction to the trailer for Midnight Texas. Alright, let's see what we've got.
I've been running for a long time. Never lived in any one place for very long.
You'll be safe at midnight.
That'd mean a whole lot more coming from someone who wasn't dead.
No family, no friends. He's running from something. Then he'll fit in just fine.
What's so special about this place?
Midnight has been a haven for centuries. People like us make this home.
What are you exactly?
Vampires run red for it.
Usually I'm the freak in the room.
You meet your neighbors yet? Joe, he watches over everyone. The Rev, I still haven't figured him out. I know Fiji's more than just a cat lady. And then there's Olivia. She's got more secrets than anyone. We fit in pretty well here, Mr. Psychic. Do you want to give me a reading?
You'll meet your soulmate. Someone who sees how special you really are.
Oh, if you were going to kiss me, now would be a good time.
The bell in the night sits upon. It's bright, and evil is being drawn here.
What is it you need to tell me?
whoever did this to you. There's a prophecy. An army will rise to battle evil and seal the bell forever. That army will be led by a man who can bridge the living and the dead.
Why are you running?
That's what I do. That's what I've always done. Except that for the first time ever, I feel like I've got a reason to stay put.
She's sweet on you. So far, the only thing that brought here is trouble.
I'm not scared of you.
How about now? She's in danger. I'm not waiting.
The Midnighters are going to have to make a choice. To leave or to fight.
To live in midnight, you need to know how to protect yourself and the people that you love.
I see a shape-shifting tiger. If you've read the book series, alright. Interesting. Okay. Alright, if you've read the book series, then, yeah. Alright, now that I've watched the trailer, I saw a shape-shifting tiger. If you have read the Southern Vampire Mysteries, because that never ended up happening on the TV show, so who knows? It looks interesting. It looks cool. It looks like she probably tried to pitch it to HBO, but they're like, oh, we're past vampires now, so I mean, I maybe kind of would have liked to have seen it maybe on Netflix, because I feel like there's more freedom there. But obviously I've just watched the trailer, so I'm going to go ahead and go watch the full episode now and come back and let you guys know what I think of Midnight Texas. Alright, and I will be doing weekly reviews of the first season. Alright, I will be right back. So it turns out that on-demand doesn't work the way it used to, or at least when we had a different service. Anyways, and I can't watch the episode online. So, tomorrow night, they will be re-airing the first episode, the pilot episode of Midnight Texas. I will watch it tomorrow night, and then, I will go ahead and, complete this episode. So we're going to have a longer time lapse than I had anticipated. So tomorrow night, I'm going to go ahead and watch Midnight Texas. Then I will go ahead and give you guys a review, what I think of the first episode, and we'll go from there. And then every week I am going to watch and review Midnight Texas, except for next week. My review won't come out until a little bit later because I'm actually going to be in Texas, so it all depends on if I'm able to get anything recorded or not while I'm home visiting my mom and my friends. So, yeah. Anyways, longer time lapse than anticipated, so I will watch that show tomorrow night, and then I will complete this episode. So this is going to be the longest episode of Dolly Debauchery to date, because it's going to go a full 24 hours. Alright, so I will see you guys in 24 hours. Hey everyone, so it has been 24 hours. Actually, the first episode of Midnight Texas did come up on demand, but I was busy all day, so I didn't end up watching it until tonight anyways. But I liked it. I went ahead and jotted down a few things as I was watching it so I wouldn't forget. Let's see, as far as, it reminds me, if anybody watched the show Pushing Daisies, I loved that show. It kind of has a similar feel to Pushing Daisies. Similar kind of quirkiness to it, I guess. It also kind of reminded me of the first couple of seasons of Once Upon a Time. Some of it kind of has a similar feel to that. I can definitely see Charlaine Harris's writing style in it, though. I wouldn't say she has a very specific writing style, but she does have a certain genre that she's fantastic at. And, of course, this deals with various supernatural beings. And, sorry, I gotta fix that. I was like, it's driving me nuts. Anyways, it deals with various supernatural beings. We've got an angel, demons, vampires, a psychic medium who's the main character. So that, that's kind of, what the show's gist is. I will say one thing that I was kind of worried about that ended up not happening was, being born and raised in Texas, we have to deal a lot with our accents being over the top, being majorly stereotyped on shows, especially when it's dealing with small towns. That wasn't the case with this show. There, of course, are a few characters who have their East Texas kind of accents and whatnot. You've got your police sheriff and everything, but honestly, for the most part, it wasn't over the top as far as, hey, we're in Texas, yeehaw, which I appreciated. So I have to say, I'm definitely giving the show my props on that. Let's see, and it's dark enough to be engaging, but it's not so dark that I think it's going to turn people away. Like, there's not a lot of gore. I mean, there's a little bit, dead bodies and this, that, and the other, but it's not so over the top that I feel like it's going to turn people away. Obviously, this being NBC as opposed to HBO, they have certain limitations as far as that goes, and that's why I feel like the show, I was concerned about the network, but I hadn't seen the pilot yet. The way this show is done, I feel like it's dark enough to be enjoyable, to draw you in, to kind of get to enjoy the characters, but it's not too terribly dark. It deals with Wiccan, and since I am of alternative faith, I think it's cool that they're attempting to not really also stereotype that. But the Wiccan in the show, she is quite powerful, as we find out towards the end of the first episode. That character is Fiji. And she's really, I like her. I feel like she's going to be a character who's got a lot of secrets, but I'm hoping turns out to be one of the good guys. That's kind of the thing about this first episode is it starts off with a murder. So, or not starts off with, but the main point of the episode is a murder. And so, everybody's a suspect, and there's a lot of people with secrets in this town. So, are these good guys? Are these bad guys? We're going to find out. But let's see. What else did I jot down here? It's definitely, it's starting off as a good story, which I'm hoping, will be fun to follow through the season. And it's similar to, I'm hoping it'll be fun to follow like True Blood was. Now, I read the book series, and I watched the TV show as far as True Blood goes. And, of course, they were different. They didn't parallel each other that much after, middle of the fourth season. But, Harris is, I enjoy the stuff that she's developed for television from her novels. And if you read, I haven't actually read Midnight Texas yet. I want to go ahead and read the book so I can see how it differs from the TV show versus how it's similar. Because I know that as far as how True Blood went, it ended up veering from her books, which I actually appreciate because it's like at a certain point you want to be surprised. Hey, hey, I read all the novels. I know this character and that character, and my dogs are just pretty much tap dancing in the back. I apologize. But, I know this character. I know what their gist is. Bama, hush. Ellie, hush. No barking. Anyways, I know what their gist is, and it's fun to get to be surprised. So I'm going to read the story. I'm going to read the novel while I'm watching the series and kind of see how it differs. And I may even speak on that a bit because I intend to do weekly episodes in dealing with the episode. Another thing I like about the show is how the characters are introduced. You kind of get hints as to what some of them straight up say what they are. I'm a vampire, but you kind of get hints here and there as to what the other characters are without them saying straight up what they are, which lets there be things to be discovered and figured out throughout the episode. There are some talking animals too, which is kind of cool. But let's see. Like I said, I've got this all jotted down, so I'm kind of trying to hit my major points. I should have bullet pointed it. Bullet pointing is so much easier than like trying to read stream of consciousness from a cell phone. Let's see. The pacing, just strictly from, I know y'all hear me talk about pacing a lot, just strictly from a filmmaking standpoint, I like the pacing on this. It doesn't drag. Because there's nothing worse than, a 30, 45 minute TV show that drags. And it's like, okay, you only have so much time to tell me what you're trying to tell me. Why are you now just dragging? In the first episode, of course, since it's a pilot, you want to be quick and, you want to grab people's attention and keep people's attention so that they'll come back the next week. But it didn't drag at all, and it was paced well, and it made sense the way from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. The main character, Manfred Bernardo, I can't talk tonight. Manfred Bernardo, who's played by Francois Arnaud. He's a very likable character. He's also a very strong lead actor, which is nice because one kind of downfall to the episode is that, I don't want to say they're bad actors, they're not bad actors, but they have a strong lead because a lot of the supporting cast, they can act, but they're not, and maybe it may have been, they were given direction not to I don't want to say steal a spotlight, but this is, his story and y'all are supporting, but, I just hope the acting gets better in terms of the supporting cast. Like I said, they're not bad actors, by any stretch of the imagination, it's just, I guess, everybody's kind of testing the waters with this too, but, he is definitely a very, very strong lead, awesome from the get-go. And so I think it's going to be cool. He's kind of like the Sookie Stackhouse, I guess. I know I'm talking a lot about True Blood, but they parallel each other very well. Like I said, Charlaine Harris has a specific genre that she kicks ass at, and that's the supernatural. And so he's kind of our Sookie Stackhouse, in a sense. The story kind of revolves around him, at least for the time being. But all that said, I mean, I enjoyed it. I really liked it. It kept my attention the entire time, which is awesome. And I'm really hoping that it does gain a solid audience. I think it's my TV blinking in the background. I thought it was turned off. Anyways, I'm really hoping that it does gain a solid following, because I really would like to see this show get an opportunity at a second season. I'm saying that after having just seen the pilot and, previews of future episodes. I feel like it's a show that could, much like True Blood, find different storylines with these different characters. There's enough of a supporting cast that I feel like, even though only a few of their stories will be told this season, expanding on and elaborating on a lot of these characters, bringing in new supernatural characters throughout the series, I just feel like this is a show that's definitely got an opportunity to gain a really big following, like shows like Once Upon a Time, which, everybody, the first seasons of shows are not sure if it's going to last, and I believe Once Upon a Time is going into its 7th season, so I'd like this to be one of those shows where they continue to find new types of characters and stuff, and new types of supernatural characters to bring in. I can't say that I wouldn't love to have an opportunity to be cast on a show like this. I would really enjoy the opportunity to get to play some kind of freaky supernatural creature. So, I'm hoping that NBC gives this one a chance. There's 10 episodes in the season, which I like that a lot of TV shows are going to 8 and 10 episodes as opposed to, your 23 and 24 episodes, because it gives you an opportunity to get to know the characters in the show, but, and then gives you a little bit of a break for a palate cleanser, and it gives, I don't know, for people like me with short attention spans, but also who don't watch a show for the first, 3 seasons, that are like, shit, I need to, catch up on the show, it's nice to go to Netflix and be like, oh, good, there's only 10 episodes that I need to watch versus, 50. So, I'm excited about the next 9 weeks. The show, like I said, has 10 episodes. I watched the pilot tonight, so there's 9 more episodes. I will be doing an episode every week, kind of giving a little recap of it. This one, I try not to have too many spoilers for this one, but I can't promise the same with the next 9 weeks, because I'm going to be speaking on the episode specifically. But yeah, Midnight Texas on NBC. It comes on Monday nights, 10/9 Central on NBC. Check it out. It really looks like it's going to be a really promising show. So in the comments below, let me know once you watch it. It's on demand on NBC On Demand now. Watch the pilot. Let me know what you think of it. go to my Dolly Debauchery Facebook page, like me on there, and let's start a conversation about Midnight Texas. Because it looks like a good show. So that is my take on Midnight Texas. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit the little bell there so that you get notifications whenever I have new episodes. And you guys have a good night.